Hey folks, Mark here. I want to build off the three types of body movement mixed in with continuous force application. And I want to do that by talking about how to fight, operate, protect yourself, whatever you want to call it, in cramped quarters. Places like hallways, limited space coming through doorways, etc. All these places where you can find yourself with limited space to move. And this includes in between furniture. I have the story about where I got into Wing Chun because I tried to do a back leg roundhouse kick between two pool tables. And ow, that did not go well for me. Anyway, the idea of limited space is something that causes a lot of people to freak out because they're used to be sparring and working in big space and they don't know how to use the environment, but more importantly, they don't know how to move their body. Now, years ago we had a friend over and my wife walked out in the morning and he was a really good karate player and she saw him doing his kata in our front room. Well, the thing is, our front room didn't have much space. So what he had done is he changed the size of the motion. So let's say you have a down block, step, punch. Okay? That takes a lot of space. Well, what she saw him do was coming in, take a smaller step and punch. And it really worked because he scaled it to the available space. So you can do that and practice that to learn a lot about how to operate in cramped quarters. Now the other thing is, when you are in cramped quarters, you really need to be in charge of your body. You need to be controlling what is happening. And that means you maintain your structure as much as possible, and that is usually through mobility. But here's the thing, if you're in cramped space, you only have this much lateral mobility. But you've got forward and you've got back, except the forward's got him. Well, what you also do have is diagonal, right? So I have movement on the diagonal, both forward and backwards, to allow me more options to move. Now, you have lots and lots and lots of options to move if you are in control of your body. So, last time we were talking the combined and sequential, I mentioned that a lot of times when you turn your body, you shift your weight. See, my weight is now on this foot. Now, one of the things about body control and weight transference is you need to know when to stop. Okay? A lot of times people will move and they'll have most of their weight on this leg and they'll push off on this leg. Well, no, that's not a good idea. You need to be able to stop with all of your weight on that leg, right? Know where that spot is and move there on purpose. So this is what I refer to as the cheesy movie kiss, because when you are in the proper weight transfer and you got 100% on this leg, you can do the cheesy movie kiss. Okay? And if you can't, if you got most of your weight on this, when you try and take that, you fall. Now, part of the reason this is important when you're even kicking is if I set my weight onto this leg entirely, then when I lift, my foot going up in the air, I'm not using that energy to push more to get me to where I can lift that foot. So I move and that frees me to kick with all my weight. So I'm not pissing it away. Another thing about moving and maintaining structure is relaxation. See, if I'm super tight and I turn my foot this way, I'm still looking at you. On the other hand, if I relax my body and lift my toe and turn, when I'm relaxed, my body wants to turn that way. Okay? So when I really need to turn hard, I lift my foot and I point that away. Right? My body just wants to follow. And simply by twisting my leg, and it's not hard on my knee because it's up until it's there, and then when I set, the rest of my body follows. So that simple trick of moving is really important because, like when I step diagonally, I put my foot down and I turn just slightly, and as I transfer my weight, look where my body ends up. I naturally move. My body naturally seeks to realign itself whichever way I turn my toe. Right? This really helps it staying in balance when you're in close quarters. And that is something is really, really important, as you'll see in the next episode.